So today we are going to talk about all the commands which we generally use there in Linux. Let it be all the general commands, let it be all the administration commands which we use. Being a Linux administrator, on DevOps perspective, all the in-depth knowledge of such commands are not such important because what we have done in this case is we have segregated all the commands in three different halves. One are like general commands, those commands which we use very frequently whenever we will work on Linux boxes, Linux machines. Another will be network related commands, those commands which we will use to troubleshoot network related issues, let it be firewall or any other network related issues, whether my TCP port is listening or not, whether my UDP port is listening or not. Certain commands are kept for that purpose, and some other commands are there which is used to check the performance of the Linux machine, or how frequently users are logging in, how frequently users are logging off, how machine is behaving at certain point of time. We have segregated commands on those halves also, depending on those criterias and attributes also. Let's see each of the command one by one, guys. So as it's written in this slide, what basically a command will be nothing but an instruction by means of which we are trying to communicate with machine. We are giving our input to machine, and machine is in turn responding with the output. Whatever details we need from the machine, machine is providing us, and we are interacting with machine by means of the command which we are putting input into. As we have already seen in our previous session, that all the commands will sit in folder bin, which will be there in inverted tree structure. All the commands, whatever we are going to issue, will be there in bin directory. Whatever we are going to issue, let it be ls command, let it be very small command which is ls, or let it be very network related critical command like netstart. Every command sits in bin. So we'll see today how those commands work and what are the different flags or attributes we put into those commands so that it provides us with the desired output. Okay. Now certain commands plays its role in scripting also. Now what we do basically in scripting, when we issue a command is we get input of a command on ad hoc basis. Say if I'm issuing a command which is pwd, let me just start showing it. What basically each of our command will do, each of our command will give me the output which I require and the arguments which I'm passing through those commands. Yeah. So let's see how those arguments are passed. How many arguments at a time my machine will consider. We'll see that. Yeah, so this is a machine. Let me just increase the time interval. It's connection. Let me increase the font also. It will be properly visible. Yeah, we are also. Say this is a command. Now what I want to get from this command is I want to check where I am currently, which folder I am in currently. Let's say if I go to a different folder from here, let's say if I go to a folder which is tmp. Now if I issue command from here, it gives me a different output. Can you see here, guys? For the first time when I entered the command, it gave me output which is /loop. For the next time when it gave me when I issued the same command, it gave me output which is /tmp. So basically this command, if I'll talk about this command, then it gives me the exact location where I am currently in, at which path I am currently present. For example, if you'll see my command prompt here, my first option, as we have also discussed this thing in our previous session, my first option gives me the user which is logging in. This which is master, if I'll display the host name says master.example.com. This is the name of my machine. This is my host name. And TMP, this is my path where I'm currently present. This is the location from where I'm currently issuing the command. Now, if I log into a machine as a root user, then I get the prompt as hash prompt. Wherein, if I log into the machine as some different user, for example, I'm logging to my machine as user one. Okay. Now, can you see here, guys? The prompt is changed. Now it's not hash. Now it's dollar. So if I'm logging into a machine as a root user, I'll get a hash prompt there, which is a privileged user prompt. If I'm logging into my machine as a non-root user, I get non-privileged prompt, which is dollar. This is how we can segregate if I'm logging in into a machine with a privileged user mode or non-privileged user mode. Yeah. So here we have seen a couple of commands. Here we have seen the command which helps me to change the directory from one location to another location. Now guys, let me tell you one thing, a very simple logic, how a command works. And this will be very important to remember this logic if we are executing any command. The simple logic is the way we need to pass on the arguments or command to my machine exactly in the similar way we communicate with the people. For example, if I again move out of this path and I want to issue a command which is cd. Cd is the command which is used to change the directory, which is used to change the location or path from one point to another point, from one location to another location. Okay? So here, first we need to communicate, we need to give instruction to the machine. Okay, what I want to do, I want to change the directory. Cd is the command used for that. Fine. I want to change the directory to where, to which new location. The location is TMP. If I hit enter, see immediately it got changed from tilt to TMP. And if I now display my present working directory, or if I print the working directory, it is giving me my current path, which is TMP. So basically, we need to interact with our machine exactly in the similar way we communicate with the people. That is how we need to give instruction to machine also. Yeah. Now, when I'm issuing a command and when I'm moving from one location to another location, I can do various functionalities out of this. I can carry a file with me. I can carry a directory with me. I can completely cut a file from one location and paste to another location, like the way we do in Windows, right? In Windows, what we do, if I want to cut any file from any folder and I have to paste it to another folder, what I basically do, I have a mouse. I can do right click, cut, and paste to anywhere I want. Or I do have my shortcut key, which is Control X to cut and Control V to paste. I can do that also. Here in CLI, since we do not have any graphical interface, whatever we are going to do is we'll do by using our command line prompts only. So the command for copying any file from one location to another location is CP. We'll see each of the command one by one as we'll proceed with slide. Okay, so let's start with the basic command, which is ls. ls is the command which is used to list the content of any folder. Here, when I'm issuing the command, which is ls, here I can see I do have multiple files which is present there in this directory. And which directory I'm talking about? The directory which I'm talking about will get displayed by using the command which is pwd. Pwd stands for print working directory. I'm printing my working directory. What is my working directory? My working directory is tmp. By using the command which is ls, I can display, I can list. ls stands for listing everything which is present there in my current directory. I've listed it and I found that these many files are present there in my current working directory. Now here, I can use ls with multiple attributes or multiple arguments or multiple flags. What those flags could be? If I put -l along with my ls command, what I get? Here, can you see? Now I have added certain other parameters in the output. Now it's not just the file name or the directory which is getting displayed, or rather it is also displaying me the permissions which has been put on the file or on directory. Who is the user? Is that the user is the root user or the user is the logged in user? What is the group of this directory? What is the group of this file? Either it belongs to a root group or either it belongs to a cloud user who is the logged in group. It also displays the date and time. Here, can you see the date and time when this user is logged in? It gives me lots of other options along with the file name. With ls, I was getting only the name of file. When I've added another flag along with ls, which is l, I also started getting certain other parameters along with my initial output of file, which is permissions, the type of user, who is the owner of this file, which is the group, what date and time the user is logged in, or the directory or the file has been created. For an instance, if you talk only about file F3, what it says, if I'll display only about file F3, what it says, it gives me the output that this file F3 is having permissions, which is on user level, group level, and any other user level. Group level and any other user level gets the permission of read, and the logged in user can perform a read and a write operations onto it. Other than that, I am also getting the output that this file F3 is created on May 25 at 8:17 local time. If I'll issue the command clock, it gives me, okay, I think this command is not input here. So this gives me the output. This gives me the output that at what time or at what date my this file F3 has been created. So this is how we can get details about any particular directory or file by adding certain flags in front of my command. Okay, moving on to my next command, which is cd. We have already seen what cd does and how it moves, and also we understood the simple logic. By means of cd, we can change directory from one location to another location. Say, if I want to go to my home directory, which is nothing but /. If I display here, I do have multiple directories. In our last session, we have seen what is inverted tree structure, where we had issued the command tree, and we got to understand that these many folders, these many files or subfolders lies under my slash, which is inverted tree structure. Today we'll move on with this. Today we'll understand how to move from one folder to another folder. As of now, to repeat this, where I am exactly, I am now currently in my root directory. And in my root directory, you'll see I do have multiple directories: boot, dev, documents, etc, home. Since my root directory is the parent directory, so I can move from my root directory to any of the directories which is falling under my root directory. I can move to boot, dev, documents, etc, home. How will I move that? The command which is used to move is cd. I have to give instruction to my machine. Fine, what I want to do, I want to move or change my directory. To which directory? I want to change to home directory. If I'll issue this command, now can you see it? The last option in my prompt, it has been changed from slash to home. Now I'm in my home directory. If I display it, it shows now I'm into home directory. So cd is the command which is used to move from one path, from one location to another location. Yeah, or another slide. Okay, before I get into MV or man, I want to move into touch command. Yeah, first I want to move into touch command. What this touch command does? Touch command is a command which helps me to create a file. Now let's see how touch command helps me to create a file. Touch space any of the file names. Say I'm giving a file which is file1, and as I hit enter, what it shows, and if I display it, what it gives us, it gives me a file which is file1, which is created under my home directory. So by means of touch, I have created a file which is there in my home directory. Yeah. So touch is the command which is used to create a file. But is it there anything within this file? Does it file contain any data? Let's see that. Cat is a command. By using cat command, we can display what is the content within a file. If I issue cat file, see, it's returning me the prompt. Now, if you get a prompt just after you hit enter while issuing a command, that means the command is completed. That means the cat file1 command is completed without any output. Yeah, since I got the prompt back after issuing the command cat file1, it says that the command has completed. But did it give me any output? No, it did not give me any output. That means the file1 is empty. It does not have anything within it. So basically, guys, here what we understood is touch is the command which is used to create one empty file. Now, can we do multiple file operations by using touch command? Let's see that. If I want to create 4 files, F1, F2, F3, F4, and I hit enter, now if I display, I have created 4 files by using a single command. So that what it means basically is I can create multiple files. I can create multiple files, guys, by using touch command. So touch command is allowing me to create multiple files, but always remember touch command is used to create empty file. Yeah. Now, how will we create a directory? Here we have created a file where the file resides. File resides in some of the folder or some of the directory. For an example, if I'll compare it, if I'll use same notation like the way I use in Windows, what we do, we have multiple files. We group together multiple files to a single folder to get a beautiful view. To escape the mesh, what we do is we try to group together multiple files into a single folder. Yeah. Here also we can group together multiple files to folders. Here, this is my directory, home directory. Yeah. Now, what I've done here is I've created multiple files under under home directory. Those files are F1, F2, F3, F4, and file1. Now, what I want to do is I want to create another directory under home directory, and I want to copy or move these files to that directory. Now, how will I create another directory? Let's create another directory. The command to create another directory is mkdir, and I'm giving here instruction to my machine, to my computer, that machine make a directory for me. The command is mkdir, and I'm giving it the name, which is say temp.dir, temp directory, right? Now if I'll display it, see here a directory is created, which is temp.dir. But this directory as of now does not contain anything. I'm just changing the directory to temp.dir. I'm displaying it. Does it contain anything? No. How we get to know it does not contain anything? Because when I've issued the command ls, in return, it gave me the prompt. The prompt says that my command executed successfully. But did it give any output to me? No, it did not give any output to me. That means there is nothing within this directory. Yeah. Now let's understand few commands. Here we have seen what touch command does. Touch command allows us to create one empty file. Yeah. Other than that, what you have seen, we have seen what mkdir does. Mkdir allows me to create one directory, and that directory is also empty directory. Now we will see how to copy or move multiple files from one location to another location. Here what I can do, I can either copy these files from one location to another location, or I can move these files from one location to another location. Now, what is the difference in between copying files from one location to another location and moving files from one location to another location? The difference is pretty simple, guys. Using the same analogy of Windows, in Windows, what we do when we copy a file from one folder to another folder, we maintain two different copies of data. One which is there in parent folder and another which is there in new folder. But when we cut paste, what we do is we just maintain one copy of data which is there in new folder. Same thing we'll do here also. Here also, we'll try to copy file from one location to another location. So what I want to do, I want to copy file. I want to copy file from where it does not contain anything. So I'm just moving out of it. I want to copy file from one location. What is the command for that? CP is the command for that. I want to copy what? I want to copy file. The name of the file is F1. To where I want to copy? I want to copy it to temporary dir, right? So give the new location. Now hit enter. When you hit enter, it gives me the prompt back. What it basically means that my command completed successfully. Now you display the content of the dir. See here, guys. Let's move to temp dir. It says that it's not a directory. Okay. 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 Something happened there. Let's try it again. Let's do it again. I think the command did not complete successfully. So let's issue it again, F1, and let's copy it where? We'll copy it to temp dir. Yeah. And we hit the command. Let's go to temp dir and let's save. See, the file F1 got copied from my home directory, and where it is now? It is currently now in my temp directory. So basically, guys, here we are maintaining two different copies of file F1. First file is there in my home directory, and second file is there in my temp directory. So by means of cp command, we can copy file from one directory to another directory by maintaining different versions of same file. See, this file is present there in my home directory as well as in my temp directory. Now, if I want to do cut paste, like the way we do it in Windows, I'll issue the command mv. Mv is the command to cut paste. And now I want to cut paste it to temp dir. Now let's see what happens. Is my F2 present here? Is my F2 present here? See, now F2 is not present here. But now if I'll go to my temp directory, I do have both the files, F1 and F2 also. All right. So what we have seen here, guys, we have seen two different commands here. One is cp. Cp is quite similar to copy command, like the way we see in Windows, and mv, which is the command to cut and paste from one folder to another folder, like the way we see it in Windows. Yeah. Guys, for you, the Bible of all the commands will be man. Man stands for manual. So for every command, when it comes with a manual. Bible of all the command is man itself. Man contains information about any of the commands. See here, CP. If I did man of CP, the format, the syntax for it is you write man, and after that the argument you pass. The argument is the command itself. Here I pass the argument, which is CP. Now here CP says, the man says the CP stands for copy files and directories, and it gives me various other flags which I can put in here. Lots of flags. So this is the way, guys, we normally explore any of the command there in Unix. We use the Bible, we use manual to explore anything. Yeah. Now at the bottom, if you can see, press H for help and Q to quit. I hit quit and I come out of that. So man is the command to see what my man is the command which gives me the entire list of flags and entire history and entire features of what a command will do. And when I hit Q, I'll come out of the man page. Yeah. So this is what the man command is. Till now, we have seen how to create a file, how to create a directory. Now let's understand how to delete a file and how to delete a directory, because both the activities, both the operations are equally important when we are working in Linux. Linux as a Linux admin, it's very much important to understand both the parts, to create a file and to remove a file. Now, the command to remove a file is rm. So rm is the command which we use to remove a file, but there is a flaw in this. Let's understand that flaw. If I'll just issue rm space f1, what it says me, it's asked for my acknowledgement. It says, what do you want to do? Do you want to proceed with the deletion of file F1 or not? I'll say yes. And if I'll say yes, it deletes the file. See, it deleted the file F1 for me. Now, guys, let me tell you in real-time scenario, if we are deleting certain contents of any software, of any application, there are more than 100 files. Now, if I'll keep on pressing Y for 100, it's tough situation. So I do not want to do this. I do not want the machine to wait for my acknowledgement. I just want machine to proceed as I hit enter, as I hit the command, as I issue the command. So for that, there is a flag. The flag is -F. -F is the flag which says that go ahead and forcefully delete the command. If I put -F flag which says that go ahead and forcefully delete the command along with rm command, it won't wait for my acknowledgement. As I hit enter, it deletes it. See, it deleted it. Yeah. So this is how what we do is we delete certain files. We can use -F flag to avoid any kind of acknowledgement. Now guys, if I want to move a layer back or a layer above in my inverted tree structure, what I do, I use cd space double dot. Cd space double dot will take me a layer above in my inverted tree structure. What is my inverted tree structure now? My inverted tree structure is, see here guys, let me just clear my screen. My inverted tree structure here is my first slash says the parent directory, which is the home directory / home under / where I am under home directory under /. My another / is separating two different directories. So here my first / is saying that I'm in parent directory. My next or any subsequent / will be separated in between two different directories. Here it says that I am in my parent working directory, I am in my home directory, which is /. Under that, I am into home, and under that, I am into temp directory. Yeah. Now I want to move a layer ahead, a layer above in my inverted tree structure. I hit cd space double dot. What it did is, now it took me a layer above in my inverted tree structure. Now where I am into my parent directory, which is /. Under that, I'm into home directory. I want to go a layer above. I hit cd double slash, and now you see where I am. I am into my parent directory, which is /. Now here still I have to go to home directory because I have to issue certain commands there. Here I have a directory which is temp dir. Now there is a command to delete empty directory. Here what we have seen a command which is used to delete one file, which is rm. Rm command is used to delete a file. how to delete multiple files without user's acknowledgement. We have to use a flag which is -f. Now, the command to delete a directory is rmdir, but there is again some flaws in that, some catch in this. Let's understand what those catches are. If I delete a directory which is tempdir, now this, let me just find first if this tempdir contains something. Does it contain something? This, okay. Let me just find if my directory tempdir contains something. Can you see here? It gave me the prompt back. That means my tempdir does not contain anything. As I'm listing by using ls command the content of tempdir, it gives me the prompt back. That means my command completed successfully, but it did not give me any output. That means it does not have anything within it. It is empty. Now, if I want to delete the tempdir, it's well and good. It takes it. Now, if I display it now, can you see anything called tempdir here? It's not there. It got deleted. rmdir helped me to delete my tempdir. Now let's create this dir again. What is the command to create directory? It is mkdir. I've created it. The directory is again here. I want to create a file now within this directory. What I'll do, I'll issue touch command. I'll give my directory name and I'll give the file name. I want to create a file, just file1. Now let's display the content of tempdir. Tempdir. This is not empty, right? It gives me certain output, which is file1. Now let's try deleting tempdir. Now let's try deleting tempdir. See, it failed because what it says, directory is not empty. So guys, here what we got to know that rmdir is the command which is used to delete one empty directory, the directory which does not contain anything. But in case if directory contains something, some files or some subdirectory, that this command rmdir won't help. In that case, we have to use the command which is rm, and you have to use the flag which is -rf, and then we have to put in the directory tempdir. Now if I hit enter, now you see I do not have anything called tempdir. Here what this command will say, this command says that remove the directory, which is how you want to remove. You remove it recursively. -r flag means remove recursively. Recursively means one after another. Whatever there within that directory, delete that also. Yeah, it deleted that file also. It deleted directory also. It cleaned up everything. And how it deleted? It deleted with a force flag with it. You delete it and you do not ask my permissions. You do not ask my acknowledgement. Just go ahead and delete it. So this is how we can delete one directory which contains some other files or subdirectories. Yeah. So this is how it works, guys. mkdir is used to create any directory. rmdir is used to delete only empty directory. But if you have to delete any directory which contains any file, the command is rm-rf. Next is touch command. Touch command is used to create any file. Rather, I'll say empty file. rm is the command to remove any file. Locate. Now let's see what locate is. Locate is like, this command gives me the details of or the exact path of any command or any file. For example, I hit a command locate and I give the argument as file1. What it says me, what it gives me, that where my this file, which all locations my this file resides. This file, it now searches at all the locations in my machine, everywhere in my machine, where this file1 is present, any file which contains this file1 as a value in it. Now what it found is, in my entire machine, this file1 is present there at two different files. Here, file with this name, and again file with this name. Now let's check with another file, which is F4. If I'll check with F4, then see so many files, guys. So many files, which is containing the parameter which is F4. So what my locate will give? Look, by means of locate, we can find, say, if I want to find anything which says netstat, yeah, it says that netstat is present there in these all files. So we hit a command locate, and after that we give the argument which we want to search in my machine, irrespective of which folder this netstat lies, in which file it will search it. It's like we are searching, we are hitting this. Can you see on my screen this bottom round icon? Here, if I write something, it searches in my entire window machine where my file sits. Yeah. See, if I hit here and if I say DevOps, see, so many things opens with this. Yeah. So anywhere where my DevOps is there, it sits there. It finds and it displays me that. Similarly, locate is the command which displays me, which gives me in output all the files in my machine. Doesn't matter how many files are there in my machine. All the files in my machine where this value lies, where this value is found. Let's start, and it gives me the output. Yeah, this is what locate command does. Clear command is used to clear the screen. So if I'm writing something, my screen is very clumsy, right? Now if I hit a clear command, that clear command clears my screen. See, there is a shortcut key for this. The shortcut key for this is Control plus capital L. Sorry, Control plus L. Control plus L. If you hit Control plus L, it is equivalent to clear command. Yeah, you just hit Control plus L in your machine, it is equivalent to clear command. Hit Control L and it will clear the screen for you. Yeah, so this is how it goes, guys. Clear command is to clear the screen. The shortcut key for this is Control L. Okay. Okay, so these are like some of the generic commands which we use, some of the general used command which we use whenever we do that, whenever we work on it. Other than that, some are administration related commands, some are network related commands. We'll now look into that. Okay, so let's move on to our Linux admin command slides. Let's see each of the command one by one. Let's try to understand. Because all these commands won't be that useful. You won't be using all these commands which is mentioned in these slides, but some of the commands will be very much useful. I'll put more emphasis on those commands which is very much useful from DevOps perspective. Yeah, let's talk about the first command. It says that uptime. Let's always remember the basic logic whenever you're issuing a command. The basic logic is you give the instruction to machine like the way you communicate with another people. Then only the machine will respond the way you want them to respond. Yeah. So here what I want to do, I am giving instruction to machine and I'm asking machine for how long you're up. I'm asking the uptime of machine. So if I issue uptime here, can you see here? My machine is up for nearly 50 minutes from now. One user is logged in, load average is very less. Now here I can use various flags to get a proper and human understandable output. The flag which I can use is -p. -p just gives me the uptime. It does not give me the detailed output. I just want to check what is for how long my machine is up. I use a flag -p. -p give me the time for which the machine is up. I can use some other flag, like I want to check since when this is up. Here I'm getting it's up for last 50 minutes, but since when? It tells me that it's up since this date, since this time. So by means of this, I can check that my machine is up since how long, for how long. This is how we can put certain flags in my command and I get some different kind of output. This is very, very much important, guys, at times, because this machine is like a sandbox. It's a demo machine. But in real times, the machine remains up for 5 years, 6 years also. We do not take it down for no reason. We take it down only if it crashes. It remains up for a very long time. So there we get very nice output. But these commands are very much important. Putting these flags helps us to understand for how long my machine is up, for how, since when, since which year. Here it's showing 26/5/2020. In some of the production machine you can see 26/5/2010 also, since the machine is up since last 10 years. It did not go down even. Okay, let's move to another command, which is users. Users command will basically give me the detail of the user who is logging in. So if I hit the command users, it says that the user which is logged in, it gives the detail of the logged in user. So here it says that the logged in user is who? The logged in user is cloud user. So by means of user command, we can get the logged in user detail. Next comes again one very important command, guys. Service command. Service command will gives me the details of multiple services which is helping my machine to remain up, which is helping my machine to get connected to various level of network. For example, there is one of the service in my machine which is running SSHD, and I want to check the status. See here, it says that SSHD, it's one, what is this? It is one open SSH server daemon. This daemon is active and running. Yeah. So by means of this, if I want to take down this service, I can take down. Let me just take down service SSHD. I can take it down. I can bring it up. I can stop it. See, redirecting to this. Now, if I'll hit the command, can you see here, guys? It got stopped. It is inactive now. It is dead now. By means of service, very powerful command this is. It can take down any of the daemon which is running there in your machine. If I want to start it, it starts also. Now let's display the output. It is up and running again. Service is one of the very powerful command to repeat it again, guys. It helps to start or stop daemon. We need to use this command very cautiously. Next comes pkill. This command is also another powerful command. You know what this command can do? This command can, if you see how many machines, how many processes are currently running my machines, I'll say a process which is running in current shell. PS stands for process which is running in current shell. This says that I do have 4 processes which is running in my current shell, which is sudo su bash ps. Why sudo? Sudo because I'm logged in as a super user. Now see, I'll kill this process by using pk. pk. Yeah, if what I'm doing is I'm using the pkill command, and along with that pkill command, what I'm doing is I am putting the process ID. Now see what it will do. See, pkill. Okay. Usually it should have killed it. I'm not sure. The command did not work here. But let me try another command, which is ping google.com. See here, what ping command is doing? Ping command is pinging Google, and it is trying to display whether my machine is able to connect with Google or not. Okay. Now let me just open another terminal to this. Let me just open duplicate session to it, and let me just elaborate what this command can do. Okay. Here again, I'm being a super user. No, ideally, when I've issued the command pkill sudo, it should have killed my sudo session, but it not kill. Let me just check. This should kill this process. See, here I'm getting output. One after another, I'm getting output. This is giving me continuous output. My screen is refreshing continuously. Yeah, I want to terminate. Now think about a situation where any of the process is hung and I want to kill it. I'll use the pkill command for that, and I'll put the name of the process. The name of the process here is ping google.com. Yeah. Now when I hit enter, see, it got terminated. So by means of pkill command, has killed the process itself. A process got terminated by using pkill command. See here, it got terminated when I've issued the pkill command and I've killed the session which was pinging google.com. Pkill is again a powerful command, guys. By means of pkill, we can kill any of the process which is running. Next is pmap command. Pmap command is the command which gives me the memory which is mapped to any of the process or any of the service which is running. Now let's understand how it works. Say again, let's display the output PS. This command gives me the all it gives me the details of all the processes which is running now. Here, let's take the process which is sudo again. Again, if I'll do pmap space the process ID, what it gives me, see here guys, it gives me the detailed output of the memory usage of this process, which is 2673. This sudo is taking a certain instance size 136K, 4K, 4K, and it is varying at any point of time how much usage, how much memory this process is taking. It's displaying the entire detail. This is a command which we use to troubleshoot whenever there is performance issue. When we get some performance issue, we use pmap command to check which process is using more CPU and taking more memory of my machine. Yeah, there are various flags which I can put in here to get a detailed output. Say if I want to get the full path of my process here, I did not get the full path of my process, right? I just got the name of my process, which is sudo. If I want to get the full path, I'll put the argument, which is pmap, and I'll hit -x as an argument, and I'll put the process ID, which is 2763 in this case. Now hit enter. Now can you see here? I'm getting the path details also, along with the size which it's consuming. I'm getting the path details also. This is also very much important because we can go to respective path, and if it's required, we need to terminate those processes, like the way we have terminated a few minutes back the ping process which was running continuously in my machine. So these are some of the flags, some of the important flags we can attach with pmap command, and we can get the output. Wget command, guys. Now think about a situation when here in this case I do not have anything to download from network, but wget is a command which we use basically to get connected to network and to download. To get a manual for this, it is a network downloader. It downloads any file or any content directly from the network. See here, I'm using wget, and I'm using the complete URL of the location from where I want to download any file. It helps me to download files from net, from web. So wget stands for what? WebGet. It's getting content from web. Yeah. So this is how the wget command works. Next comes FTP or SFTP. This command basically helps to interact between two computers, between two machines. So I can connect two machines with each other by using SFTP parameter, by using SFTP command. This helps me in connecting with two machines together. Okay. So this command will help us when we are trying to configure our machines for configuration management tools like Ansible and other tools. When we try more than one machine to interact with each other, we'll use this command at that time. Moving on to next command, which is free command. Free command shows us what is the total amount of space which is available free in my machine. For example, free. It helps me in getting this much. It tells me that this much amount of data is free, but this is not in human readable format. I want to have the data in gigabytes, in GBs. Now it gives me that 3 GB is a total space, used is 0, free is 2 GB, and swap contains 1 GB. So that is why free is 2 GB. Now I want to get this space available in kilobytes. It gives me the detail. I want to get in megabytes. It gives me the detail. Yeah. Now, what I want to do is, I want that my machine is continuously crashing or continuously getting filled up. I want to give an iterative command, and I tell the command, the machine, to give me output continuously for 4 iterations, and at those iterations will be of interval of say 3 seconds. So there are certain flags which I can use with this free command. I can tell how many seconds, 3 seconds. -s command will give me the time in seconds parameter. -c will give me the iterations in count parameter. Here, by means I'm saying that you give me the 4 iterations by using count flag, and give me at the interval of 3 seconds by using -s flag. So this output gives me automatically, it will give me the output. See, it gave me the second output. It will give me now third output at the lapse of 3 seconds. Now when it gave me 4 output, each of the output is at the interval of 3 seconds. It gave me 4 output, and after fourth output it stopped. So when my machine is filling up continuously and I want to monitor it because lots of critical things are happening, I will issue this command to continuously check the status of my machine. I can use here counts 10 or 20 or 50 also, depending on how soon I want to get the output and how much I want to get the output. Yeah, so this is how free command works. Now let's move to other commands, which is top command. This is one of the again very much important command which we use for troubleshooting purpose. Top command is used to display the, it's like, a task manager in our Windows. It gives me in my output the processes which is using how much percentage of CPU. Let's understand the various parameters which is involved here. Can you see the topmost column or topmost row of my screen? It says PID. PID stands for process ID. User, it tells me about which user is logged in. PR, it stands for priority of my process. Word, it gives me the virtual memory details. It's like res, it's the reserved space. SHR, it's the shared space. Percentage CPU, it's the percentage CPU which it's utilizing. Percentage memory, percentage mem, it's the percentage memory which it's consuming. Time, for how long that process is running. Command, what command that process is executing at the back end. So these are certain values which this command throws. This command tell me that which process is running in my machine for very long. Now we can get some colored output also out of it. I'm hitting the shortcut key Z. I will hit Z and the color changes. See, I hit Z, color changed. Now it gives me in colored output. Sometimes we need colored output also to get a proper display. So I hit shortcut key Z, color changed. I'm hitting shortcut key Z again, the color changed again. See, changing, not changing, changing, not changing. So this is how we can get a proper output. At times what we do is, other than getting a proper output, what we want to get is, we want to get the complete detail of or complete path, absolute path of the running program. Say system D. See here, can you see at the topmost column, system D? System D is one of the process which is running. I want to know the absolute path of system D. I'll hit the shortcut key, which is C. I'm hitting C. See, my system D, I started getting the complete path. I'm getting the absolute path of my system D here. System D, I'm getting by hitting the shortcut key C. I hit C again, it's gone. See, system D is back. I'm hitting shortcut key C again. I'm getting the absolute path of system D again. So this is basically top is a command which gives me the detailed output, like the way I get in task manager. But other than that, we have lots of other features which we can put in. This is used for troubleshooting purpose. We use these commands for troubleshooting normally. Hit Q to come out. Q to come out, and top is the command. This command runs continuously like the way task manager runs in our Windows. Okay, let's move on to another command, last command. Last command is a command which is used to display the login and logout time, the last login and last logout time of a user. I hit the command last. It gives me the output. These are the users, cloud user, this user got rebooted at times, this user, when did this user logged in. This is also used for troubleshooting purpose. Normally we use to do some RCA, that root cause analysis, that who is the culprit. So we use these commands to find those things. So last command is the command which we use to troubleshoot when we perform root cause analysis, RCA. And this last command needs to give output from certain point. There should be certain starting point. The starting point is the point where this daemon, which is WTMP, this is a daemon which maintains time log. This, from the time this daemon started from May 18. May 18 is the day when I brought this server up, when I have created this server. This is the day when I created the server. This WTMP came up with this server itself. And this user, cloud user, is the only user which is logging in and logging out continuously in this machine. Now I can use again certain flags here also. I can use certain flags to display the number of lines which we want to obtain. So I'm using -2 as a flag, -2, or I can use -3. Those many lines which I want to see, I can use -2 as a flag there to check. Now, if I want to see that from which date or which timestamp, since when till when that user is logged in, I can get that output also. Now, can you see, this is somewhat detailed output. This tells me that, okay, this cloud user here, when he logged in on May 25, he logged in at what time? He logged in at 21:54 p.m. and he logged out at 26 May 11:05. So this gives me the entire detail, that for how long he remained logged in till 2 hours 16 minutes. This gives me the detailed output for how long a user remained logged in, from which date to which date, from what time to what time. As I said, this is basically used to perform root cause analysis. Okay, now let's see what PS does. This is again a very good command, PS. PS says me the process which is running in the present shell. So I have only 4 commands, 4 processes which is as of now running in this shell. If I want to see the entire output of all, because my machine is running, so there will be thousands of processes running, right? So this gives me the output of all the processes which is running, and this processes will be huge. See, 186 processes are now running in my machine. If I just display, it will go like this. Huge list of processes are running on my machine now. I can get by using ps-ef. I am using ps-ef command to display all the processes which is running. To get the process which is just running in this shell, I'll issue the command ps. PS stands for process running in this shell, which is just for process. If I want to get the details in some long listing format, I'll put the flag L. Now I'm getting some more details about it. What are the details? The process ID, parent process ID, what is the priority, what is the size of it, what is the size of each of the process, what is the terminal where it's running, and much other details. So these are some other details which we get to know when we put the flag L with the command PS along with it. Okay, the command which is shutdown. Shutdown command is to shut down. Info. Info is again a command which gives me the detail of any command. Say if I want to get the info of the basic command, which is ls, it gives me the details of ls. Ls program lists information about files. It just gives me the details of a file. Yeah. So this is how we can get details of a file by using info command. So this is how it works. Press Ctrl C to come out of it. Okay. Next command, env. This is again a very important command. Env. Env is the command. Okay, before we get into env command, let me give you some other idea about what variables are. How many type of variables we do have in Linux? Is we do have some category of different types of variables which is present there in Linux. So what those variables are? Those variables are divided into three types. One is system defined variables, another is user defined variables, and another is spatial variables. So basically there are three kind of variables which is present there in Linux. Some of the variables which is defined by system, which is defined in system itself, like some of the variables are shell. Shell is a variable which is defined in by system. So it gives me the output that I am currently into bash shell. Some of the variables are there which is defined by user. Say I am assigning a value to this variable x. The value I have assigned is x as 2. Now if I'll echo it, what I get is x equals to 2. I get the output as 2. So here this is one of the example of user defined variable. First example what we have seen is user variable. Some are like spatial variables. Spatial variables in Linux are like, some very weird thing. It's like this symbol, at the rate symbol, exclamation symbol. These are some of the variables which is present there in in uh, Linux. So there's no manual entry for this variable, but these are like some of the spatial variables which is present there in Linux. Okay, so variables are basically segregated of three types in Linux: user defined, spatial variables, and system defined variables. Now there is a command which is env. This command will give me the details of all the variables. See here. Now here you will see lots of variables with it. The lots of variables like home, log name, gem path, lots of variables. Can you see lang, pwd? These are some of the variables. Path. These are some of the variables. If we'll issue the command echo $path, you'll get similar kind of output. See, it gives me the output here. And if I'll issue the command env, it gives me the entire detail of that output. Okay. So by means of env, we can get all the variables which is present there in my machine. Here there's something, as I said, home is root. See, can you see here? Home is root. Now if I'll change my location from, if I'll go from home to temp, then if I'll issue the command, can you see here in my previous output, the home variable had the value root. Here I jumped from home to tmp now. Now if I issue the command env, now see, okay, still I'm into root. I mean, it seems that it says that home variable, it gives me the details of the user which is logged in here, but the present working directory changes. In my previous output, my present working directory was slash. It was different. But here, when I moved from root to tmp, the present working directory got changed and it is now slash tmp. So this is how env displays its output. Env gives me the details of all the variables which is defined in my system. It can be home, it can be log name, but the variables will be defined only in three types, which is system defined variable, user defined variable, and spatial variables. That's it. Okay, fine. So let's move on to our next slide and next set of commands. So here, as you can see, these are many commands, guys. All the commands won't be useful. If we go from DevOps perspective, all the commands won't be useful. But what I'll suggest is, to have a better understanding of all these commands, you need to issue this command and check how the output varies. Of course, the Bible of all the command will be your manual only. Like here, if I want to see what my netstat command is doing, I'll check. I have issued the command man netstat, and it gives me the entire detail of what this command does. Yeah, press Q to come out of it. Now let's get some details about some of the important commands. So example, netstat. Netstat is one of the command which is very much important when we have firewall sitting in front of our machine, in front of our laptop. So for every machine nowadays, to save from external security, external virus or malware, we put certain firewall. Netstate helps us in understanding it. So netstat is the command which gives me all the ports. See, it gives me the details of all the ports which is open, state of this port which is connected. Netstat is a command which gives me the details of various kind of ports which is present, whether those ports are connected or not, what kind of protocols these ports are following. These commands are following TCP protocol for communication, or these commands are following UDP protocol for communication. Let's understand some of the parameters here in netstat. Netstat -a. Okay, this gives me the detail of all the ports which is present there in my machine which is open. Let's talk about those commands which is following TCP protocol. I will put T flag after A. See, there are only certain number of ports which is following TCP protocol. Yeah, these all are following TCP protocol, and the state is what? This is established or listening. That means these ports are communicating with external world. If I want to check for those ports which follows UDP protocol, UDP stands for what? It stands for user datagram protocol. TCP and UDP protocols are certain protocols which allows ports to communicate with external world. UDP is one of those protocols. If I want to see those protocols which is allowing me to communicate with external world by using UDP protocol, this is the command. And as you can see, my output says that the protocol which is following is UDP. These protocols is having certain or the other states. Yeah. So this is how we can check. These are some of the attributes or some of the flags which we can put in with netstat to check the firewall status of my machine. Again, there is certain command which is called ARP command. ARP stands for address resolving protocol. It helps us to resolve IP address. It helps me to resolve the IP address of my system to my MAC address. Easily we can find the MAC address, right? Which is nothing but the media access control address of my machine, which is nothing but the physical address of my machine. By using ARP command, I can easily go and check what is the MAC address of my machine. It helps me in understanding that part of my machine. I can have various flags here also. It can be -b, which gives me verbose output, and it can be -n, which gives me the numerical output. So certain flags I can put in here also. Going forward, certain flags, certain commands are df, which gives me the displays with the file system information, du, which gives the details of disk usage information, right? Other than that, there are certain other commands also. Certain important commands which we'll look into it is like nano. Nano is basically one editor. If I'll issue nano in front of any file one, it helps me. It is like, you know, a notepad. It allows me to write something here. It allows me, if I want to write something, this is my DevOps session 4. It allows me to write something here. I can save it and I can come out of it. Now, if I'll display the content of file, it says me this is my DevOps session 4. So this is like notepad. Nano is a command which allows me to create and edit any file. We have seen that in our previous example, touch is the command by means of which we create empty file. Nano is the command which allows me to create or edit or delete any of the content from a file. And of course, cat is the command to display the content of a file. PW is the command which we already have seen is printing the current working directory. Locate is the command which is used to locate where exactly my file is present. Chown command. Chown command is also one of the very important commands. Chown command gives me the ownership of any file. Say for example, let's take dir4. dir4 is having the root ownership now. Now the root user has the ownership of dir. Now I want to change it. I want to change it, and I want the ownership of dir4 to go to some user, which is say user 1. Okay, so I have the command for that, which is chown is the command, and I put the name of the user, which is user 1, and I put the name of the file here. Now, when I hit enter, it automatically will move the ownership of file. Now let's display it. Now can you see here, for dir4, the ownership has been changed now from root to user 1. By using chown command, we can change the ownership of any directory, any file. So this is how we can move. Now, one very interesting command. I mean, we rarely use this command, but one very interesting command, alias command. Alias command is a command by means of which we can give alias to a command. Say if you are bored in typing a command. If you do not want to type any lengthy commands, what we can do is, what we do is we give alias to those commands so that those commands can be shortened, and maybe if I want to look that command more pretty, I can do that. Say a command. We have learned that there is a command which is mkdir. Mkdir is a command to create one directory, right? So mkdir test1. This creates one directory for me. Here it created one directory which is test1, right? Now I do not want to type the command mkdir test1 or some other lengthy command for an instance. I want to give alias to a command, to this command. I'll use alias and I will give something. Say I'll put my name. I want that if I put my name, it automatically should create a directory for me. I am giving the alias to this command, mkdir, and now you create one directory for me, testdir demo. I want this directory to be created. When I enter my name, okay, I hit enter. Is the command, is the directory here, testdir demo? It's not here as of now. I am now entering my command and my name. Now you see the output. This is created. See, testdir demo is created. Why? How it created? I give the. We rarely use this command, being very frank, but this is one of the very interesting command here. Now, how can I check what are the alias which is already present there in my machine? Alias -p. It gives me all the alias which is already present in their machine. Just now I have created one of the alias. See, this is the alias I have just now created. I want to remove the alias. I do not want this alias to be present there in my machine. What I'll do, there is a command which is called unalias. Unalias. Unalias, and you put the name. Now if I'll display all the aliases which is present there in my machine, let me just clear my screen. See that alias which I've created just now with my own name, it is not present. So unalias is the command which is used to remove the alias. Alias is a command used to create the alias. We have seen what echo is. Echo is the command which displays the variable output. CMP is the command which compares two files. CMP is a command which compares two files. It gives the output only when there is a difference in between two files. Okay, just try creating it after the session. Maybe try creating two files and you put the CMP, the argument how CMP takes it. CMP file 1, file 2. As of now, I don't have both the files, so it says me that file 2 is not present. But this is the way it compares both the files. CMP file 1, file 2. This is how it takes the argument. And it compares byte by byte the input, the content of these two files. Mount a file system. This is again a very important command. What mount does? Let's say if I want to check the mount point of this file system. This is one of the file system which is created on my partitions, which we have already seen yesterday in our previous session. I want to see the file system, the mount point of this file system. I put mount as a command there and I grab the file system itself. What I got to know, CG group. CG group is one of the mount point which is sitting on this file system. CG group is one of the mount point here. So mount is a command. It's very important command again, which is used to display the mount point of any file system. Now there is command which is ifconfig. Similar command in Windows, everybody knows this ipconfig. Ifconfig is the command which displays the IP address of the output. If you want to see the short output of this, the flag which it uses is -s. It gives me the short output. I just want this many outputs. So it gives me the short output also by using -s as a flag. Yeah. Okay, another command, trace route. It's again a very good command, very interesting command. What it does is it prints the route that a packet takes to reach the host. You know, this command, it's a useful command when you want to know about the route and about all hops that a packet take. For example, trace route. This trace route command installed in my machine. I have to check that also. Trace route, because normally this command, okay, see, it's not there. Let me just install it. I'm just installing this command, this root command in my machine. So this command will basically help me to know what is the root and how all hops are considered when it's trying to connect to any server. Say I'm trying to connect to Google. How it goes to Google? Does it directly go to Google and it tries to contact Google? You know, Google, everybody knows, right? That Google is just a DNS. It's just a name which is given to certain IP address. I can open Google with the IP address also, right? No package trace route available. Mhm. Okay, yeah, there was problem with spelling. So, okay, completed. So now, if I'll issue the command trace route, okay, it's giving me certain output. Now it's fine. So guys, hope you know where I was there when I was talking about the IP address feature of Google. Google is fine, a website, but there is certain IP address. I can address Google with IP address also. How to get that? There's a command called nslookup. By using nslookup, if I give google.com, it gives me the IP address of Google. See, I can access Google by using this IP address also. Now, if I want to check what are the hops my machine, my physical machine took to go and contact Google, what I'll do is I'll issue the command trace route command, trace route and google.com. See, it took 30, it can take 30 hops at max, and the packet size is 60 byte packet, and now it's trying to communicate with google.com. See, it's taking all the hops and it's trying to communicate with google.com. So this is how this command proceeds. It gives me the total number of hops, how one machine is trying to communicate with another machine. This is what the utility of trace route command. Like that, we have some other commands, sudo command, root command, ping command is used to check if I'm able to ping any server or not. Say ping google.com. It gives me the output if I'm able to ping Google. Yes, I'm able to ping Google. Give some any wrong machine, google1.com. See, it says that name or service not known. It's not able to connect with google1.com, but it's able to connect to Google. So it's giving me a proper output. This is how ping command works. Who command tells me who is logged in. See, who command is like who is logged in. It's quite similar to W. We can write W instead of who. W gives me more detailed output than who. I can simply write W and check who is logged in, or I can write who to check who is logged in here. Similarly, grep. Grep is the command to check, like the way I did for mount, right? And mount, I grabbed it, and I have tried to find out, what all are the mount points for my file system. Here, when I did grep for it, it is now finding what is the mount point for my file system. So by using grep command, I'm displaying the mount point of my file system. This is one of the utility of grep command. We can have multiple other utilities of grep command also. Say I have a file. I'm creating a file by using nano editor. So say the file is demo file, demo.txt. I'm writing something df nf, and I'm writing something, hey, this is our session, hello world. I'm writing something in this slide. I'm saving it and coming out of it. So my this file contains something now. Might contain something, right? Now, if I want to grab something out of it, I can put the name of that content which I want to grab, and it gives me the output corresponding to whatever I'm trying to grab. It won't give any output out of here, but if there is some file like this, some file which contains some value out of it, it gives me the grep output, like the way it's giving me the grep output in case of mount command. So that is how grep command works. Su command is just to switch user. Su is a switch user command. Say here I'm logged in as which user, who won't give me that output. Here I am logged in as a root user with sudo privileges. If I want to, how I know that I am a sudo privilege, I have sudo privileges. I am having hash prompt with me. Hash prompt is the privilege prompt. Now, if I want to switch user and I want to convert to a non-root or non-privileged user, so I want to convert to user one. See here, I changed from user root to user one, and I do not have any privileged access now because my prompt got changed from hash to dollar. To switch is used to change user from one type to another type. I can exit out of it and I can move again back to my privileged user mode. So this is what su command does. Awk command. Awk command is used to search lines with a certain pattern. Okay, that we mainly use when we search for the files when it's in various rows or columns or certain pattern which it contains. In that case, we use this kind of command. Say for example, if I have certain file, say if I have some file which is demo. Okay, here I want to awk something which is there. This is the syntax basically. Awk, and here I want to print the content of first line. This command we basically use when we do some kind of scripting. Okay, so here I'm trying to display the output of my demo file, and I'm issuing the awk command, and I'm trying to check if that is contained, if my if there is any column or row with the format $1 or not, or with the column or not, and I can display the number of columns. Since my this file doesn't have any column as such, any rows as such, so it won't give me any output. But this is the format by means of which we can issue awk command and we can get a detailed output out of it. Okay. Other than that, some of the other important commands like tar command. Tar command is to compress the directories. Say, for example, for Windows, we have zip and some other file formats are there, like war format is there in Windows also. Similarly, we have tar formats in Linux, which is used to compress all the directories. ls, list all the files. But guys, always remember, man is the Bible. It contains everything. If you want to check anything, it contains all the details of every command which is present there in my machine. Where all the commands will be present? All the commands will be present there in my binary folder, right? Which we have seen already. All the commands will be present in my binary folder. Nearly how many commands are there in my binary folder? I have nearly 1154 commands which is presented in my binary folder. They are a huge list of commands, but some of the important commands you have tried to put in our slides here. Thank you everyone for joining in. Okay, thank you everyone for joining in.
Janbass Training. Learn and grow.